Welcome to the Nightly Rant
with
your
hosts,
Mike
and Torya.
This is the show where we examine society from a sarcastic point of view.
If you like insane conversations, this is definitely the show for you.
Let's get into today's topic.
Man, I was sitting here thinking about something today.
Yeah, were you?
I was thinking for once. I really was.
Like 100%. You think all the things. But this
Well,
is just normal thinking, not overthinking.
I was just thinking about, I completely forgot what our topic was going to
Am I the asshole for not acting happy when you saw me on our morning?
I realized how happy I am that we do not have to commute to work anymore. If I ever get the wise idea of, let's work at an office, shoot me in the head.
Because last time we tried to work in an office, it went so well, right?
It's not even that. It's that what we have here is so perfect. Like, I have a room that's mine. You have a room that's yours. Now, yes, unfortunately, guests come and go from there. And I think that's something we've been discussing about how to handle better. But even that, you've got your room. So we can get on calls, we can have meetings, and we can both be on meetings at the same time because we're on the opposite ends of the building.
And that's something
It's
I
great.
just realized.
What?
You added a futon to your office.
Yeah.
Which means if we had two guests staying at once, one of them could sleep in here.
Exactly. They could.
That'd be more comfortable for everybody.
But see, that's just, it's nice though, because every other place where we've lived, we've had to give up part of our own living area for you to have your office. And then you gave me all that space because of all my books. And you gave me all that space, but it was right out in the open. I'm sitting there and,
You had no
you know,
privacy.
Mitchell was coming and going to the bathroom and going down to the kitchen and then coming back up. It was right out there in the open. And this is different. I can close that door. I can even lock that door. I found out you can lock it and then nobody can bother you. Like you can meditate in
Except
here.
Douglas. He bothers everyone.
Now, of course, I always say to myself, I better not lock the door. What happens if I'm having a heart attack and the only way to save me is to get in here? I don't want you to have to bash the door down.
The window, not the door.
Morbid.
That'd be way easy.
Very morbid. But people get cuckoo about commutes.
That's because we used to live in California and look how crazy the commute is. I think these people must live somewhere kind of California-esque because
Yeah, based off of what you've clued me, just the subject matter, not the actual details, just the subject matter. But that's one thing we should tell everybody is when we do these, she picks them and she has multiples and she'll just tell me like in this case, she read me the title of what it was and that was it. And so then you get an idea in your head of what it might be about. And then I get to comment on it later. But I in no way know anything about what she's about to tell us. We're both going to hear this at the same time. So bring it.
Am I the asshole for not acting happy when my wife saw me on our morning commute? So I, 31 male, was driving to work this morning, and I'm getting close to my exit. I'm driving along in the middle lane, past this slower car to the right lane, and I'm about to switch lanes when the car in the right lane suddenly speeds up, blocking my access to that lane. Automatically, I'm annoyed, and I look over to see what the hell is wrong with that driver. Turns out it's my wife, 30 female, and she's smiling and waving, happy to see me on her way to work. I don't wave back or smile. Keep in mind, I'm already annoyed at the driver for speeding up to block my way, make my exit, and caught by surprise to see my wife. My wife sends me a message when she gets to work saying she was sad I didn't wave back, but I figured she was joking and forgot about it.
Uh-oh. Bad thinking.
Later tonight, she brought it up, and we ended up having a mini argument over it. Turns out her feelings were actually hurt by me not acting happy to see her. From my point of view, I was annoyed because I could have missed my exit or worse, got into an accident.
The accident was what I was thinking about.
Just don't think the freeway at 7 a.m. is the place to do that. From her point of view, she was trying to make a connection and show love, and I didn't reciprocate that. Am I the asshole for not waving back to my wife on the freeway when I was trying to change lanes and make my exit?
I see no asshole here at all. I don't.
So you think it's a dick move that he didn't answer her text that she told him it made her sad?
I thought he did answer her text.
No, he ignored her text until he got home later and then they had an argument.
But that wasn't the question. The question was he the asshole?
Question, is he the asshole in this whole situation?
All right, well, if that's the question, because that's not how I took it. I took it more specific to the title of the. I don't know how I missed that part. I don't. But that would make him the asshole because at the very least say, okay, I hear you. Let's chat about this when I get home. That's it. Then you've acknowledged that the person said something. You're even acknowledging that you mostly agree, right? Because you're not arguing. You're not saying, no, you're wrong. I wouldn't do that ever. You're like, yep, I hear you. I'm with you. Let's chat about it when I get home. And that's because you don't want to spend the whole entire day at your office texting somebody furiously about something that they're mad about. You'd be better off letting them know that, look, I'm with you there. When we come home, though, then we can talk about it. And I know if it was, you'd be like, all right, fine. And then you'd expect me to talk about it when we came home because I promised you that we would. I don't know. Now you got me wondering whether he's really being an asshole or not, though, because maybe that's just how he deals with things, is by not dealing with them until he's face to face.
Well, ignoring her text message where she told him that she was sad makes him an asshole, in my opinion. And the opinion of all the commenters on this post.
Sad that she was sad because he didn't respond to the original text, correct?
No, completely lost.
I'm completely confused.
I'm gonna have to read you the whole thing again.
Again.
She waved to him on the freeway after blocking him from being able to. Then, when she got to work, she sent him a text and she was sad that he didn't wave. He figured she was joking and just forgot about it. Didn't answer her text, just ignored the fact that it existed and forgot about it.
Okay, but if he thought it was a joke and that's how they've handled jokes before, how does that make him an ass?
Too much into it. You're supposed to only use the details that
I'm not reading anything into it.
What if they handle things this way, Norm?
You said that if I have to go by the way he acted is the way they normally act when he thinks something is a joke.
Okay, so if he's not an asshole, he's a fucking moron. A brain-dead moron. His wife straight up told him that she was sad.
That's what I was going to say. The part that bothers me, and again, we have to go by the box that we're put in, because there's a lot of questions I would ask here. Does she normally say she's sad and then go, psych, I was just kidding? That's a question, right? It's a good question, because maybe she does, and maybe that's why he acted that way. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm 99.9% sure that the answer to that is no, she doesn't.
Especially since she was mad.
You got to ask the question, right? But then after that, why in the hell, if she doesn't normally act that way, why in the hell would you just assume that she's joking with you? I wouldn't. You know what I would do? I would ask you. You're joking, right? That's what I would do. Exactly like that, to keep it lighthearted. So it wasn't like oh, you're joking, aren't you? It'd make you feel bad if you weren't. I could just be like, oh, you're joking, right? And you can be like, no, actually, I'm serious. And then now we're on the same wavelength. But nobody even talked about it. He just went, she's not serious.
The consensus in the comments is that he wasn't an asshole until he ignored her text message. And then...
So what I ultimately came, yeah.
Because somebody telling you that they're sad and then you ignoring them is a douche.
Especially when, like I said, she doesn't make a habit of doing that. And like you said, there's good evidence for that too. She got mad that he ignored it. So it's not his normal way of reacting to that. Or it's not a common situation. Because my thought process was like, is she one of those women who like everything is like and there's plenty that are like that.
Can't say that I would have reacted differently than him about somebody wanting to wave at me, so therefore cutting and not allowing me to get off at my exit.
Dude, I wouldn't have waved back either.
I might have waved back with one finger.
Yeah, there you. I was just gonna say, that's funny that you say that, because I was literally gonna say, if I waved back at all, it would be with the middle finger.
But if you told me that it hurt your feelings later, I'd be like, I'm really sorry that it hurt your feelings, but what you did was extremely stressful for me. Please don't do it again.
You know what, though? Even that's way better than what she did. She had her part in this. She didn't say to him that. All she said was, it made me sad. Oh, wait a minute. No, never mind. She said it made her sad, and that's good enough. Yeah, that's good enough.
She's expressing
a lot more oof to the point. Right. Hers was a bit more broad. Yours was very specific.
So dumb, though. Like, how dumb is that entire situation?
like I said,
It's not like she's a random friend. She's your damn wife. Have a little care, man.
Why not just say, you're joking, right? At least give her a chance to say, no, actually, I'm not joking. Because there's a big problem there caused by him. She doesn't know that he thinks that she's joking. So she's expecting him to respond to what she said.
Now he's ignored her twice.
And then,
he ignored her on the freeway.
And then he ignored
and then he ignored her text message.
Now she's wondering, which one of his secretary friends could he be sleeping with? That's literally what she's doing now. She's sitting at home, like figuring out which one it's got to be. I think that scenario is interesting because there really are a lot of like unspoken potential variables to the situation.
If you're getting 100% of the story, he's a huge dick. But if you're not getting all of the story, then he probably should have written it better if he didn't want to be labeled an asshole.
Yeah, exactly. He should have at least given like a brief overview of what occurred prior to that. And then boom, because we all know that things that happen in a relationship today affect how the weekend goes. It just does.
It seems to me like he's one of those more oblivious men. You know how there's oblivious men and not oblivious men?
I can't deny that. It does sound that way. He should have known better. And how long has he been married to this woman?
Right.
I'd say more than a day he should know that was serious when she said that. And don't you understand? I was going to say tone, but it was by text. But all the more reason to call her and check. Are you joking? Because if she's joking, you're both going to laugh your asses off that you had to check. Let's be real. And
there's no harm done.
And if she's not joking, she can tell you she's not joking, and you're in a good spot to fix things.
Then she's only a little bit offended that you thought she was joking. But that's an easy one to fix.
And quite honestly, in my opinion, if she's going to be offended that you thought she was joking, then there's something wrong with her, not with you. I'm sorry. I'm just being blunt, which is the only thing I know how to do. So there's that.
You are you.
You know what? I think you should hold on to the others that you have, because this discussion took us a little while longer because I had a lot to say about the box we were put in, because that box changes your decision. And like you said, if that's 100% of what happened and there's no history prior that caused him to act that way or anything like that, then he was a dick. But if he clarifies and she's had a habit of saying she's sad when she's not, and then saying, oh, I fooled you, and so I wasn't going to fall for it this time, then you know what? Just bad timing, bro. You didn't read the room real well, and she really was pissed off this time, and you just didn't really realize it. But I can understand how you'd miss that. Again, then he would not be a dick. But because he just assumed and didn't bother to try to clarify or anything else, makes him a dick.
Made quite an ass of himself.
But what I was getting at was, because we had the whole conversation, I think we should hold these others for the next episode. And
that's fine.
Just, say goodnight and go to bed, because I'm tired and I'm actually hungry. So that's a good thing.
Oh, so you want me to make dinner? I see how it is. Good night, everyone.
Hasta la bye-bye. Breathe.
Thank you for listening to the Nightly Rant.
If you enjoyed the show, please give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or Google Play.
If you didn't enjoy the show, please just ignore that previous request for a rating.
This has been a Yogi's Podcast Network production.